case you hadn't guessed, I'm on a bit of a road trip. So at the moment I am kind of in the middle of France, somewhere just south of Tours. I believe it's pronounced like that. It might not be. It might be Tours. It might be something else altogether. I am on a road trip down from Caen, where I took the ferry from Portsmouth to Caen this morning, and arrived in France this afternoon. So, purpose of this video is to run through what it's like to do a 1,000+ mile road trip in a Subaru. Luckily, my back, after 23 years of owning and driving a Subaru, is Subaru shaped, so the seats always feel comfortable to me. Any other car doesn't feel comfortable. If you're like me, you know, I can drive for hours and hours and hours in a Subaru and it doesn't seem to affect me. So this trip is 1,000 odd miles, about 1,600 kilometers, about 16 hours worth of driving. Fair old chunk of distance. So I wanted to make sure before setting off that it was prepared for the trip. So what did that involve? Booked my ferry crossing, all the rest of that, but the main parts for the car was checking it over, changing the oil. I changed the gearbox oil, the diff oil, check the brakes, make sure everything's working properly, check the tyres, make sure that there's no imminent danger of things breaking, and then fingers crossed that's, you know, hopefully going to get me there in one piece with the car working properly. So taking you with me on this trip. At the moment we're driving through central France, and I have to say it's pretty dull. The motorways are flat, boring, tolls are expensive, but towards the end of the video you'll see some really nice roads around Spain and Portugal. Because I've mapped this car on 95 RON fuel before, just to see what the difference was between 95 and 99. And if you haven't watched that video, there'll be a link in the description below. What I've done for this trip is, because the majority of these miles are going to be really dull and boring, I've put the 95 RON map on there, just so I can run whatever fuel that I can get my hands on. I'm only going to be cruising down here at the moment. I'm doing about 70 mile an hour, bang on the speed limit, about 110 kilometers an hour. So I don't need the extra octane for depth protection, because I'm not putting my foot down. I doubt whether I've even been on boost for more than 20 seconds. As a result, the fuel economy, I've done about 245 miles so far today, and used just over a half a tank. Yes, you heard that right, just over half a tank, cruising at 70 mile an hour. You know, they're pretty economical-ish for a Subaru. So the idea is to break this trip up into 2 days. I'll find somewhere to crash tonight, whether that be in the car or motorway services or whatever, but probably in the car. And it's not cold, so it'll be fine. Don't feel sorry for me, I'm sure you're not. But the idea is to break it up into 2 trips or 2 days worth of driving. Today I'll probably do about 6 hours of driving, tomorrow about another 8 to 9 hours, which is quite a lot. Thank God for coffee, that's all I can say. I don't know whether it's standard across all insurance companies, but my insurance company gave me 60 days green card cover. So for driving abroad, you need the green card. Now that we're outside of the EU. Oh, police. So where was I? Yeah, green card. Yeah, you need green card for driving in Europe. And luckily my insurer, which is Moulson of Keith Michael's Insurance, if you're in the UK, is the only place to go to for Subaru insurance. I'll put his details down below. But 60 days green card cover, driving over here, UK driving licence applies. The only pain in the arse is the tolls on the toll roads. All the toll booths are on the passenger side, or what would be their driver's side, so it's a bit of a limbo act to lean across and out the window in order to get the ticket or pay. Apart from that, it's a doddle. When you think of France, you think of beautiful countryside, quaint little towns, rolling hills, but the motorways are deathly dull. Deathly dull. Thankfully, where I'm going, the roads are amazing. And I couldn't wait to bring the Subaru here. Or even there. So why am I taking the Subaru down? When a more economical car would have been a far more sensible decision. Well, every year Subaru Club of Portugal hold a meeting, generally something motorsport related, and this year they are doing exactly that. This year's event is in northern Portugal, up in the mountains, up in the north, where the Rally of Portugal and the passion for Subaru began. So I'm excited about going to that event. There'll be lots of guys there, friends that I've known for many years, and hopefully some new people that I get to meet, and some of the guys coming over from Spain as well, because it's only a short hop, and that'll be the next video. The event's being held in Moulson de Basto. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Maybe the guys will put me right next week or when I get there. Up in the mountains, renowned for its paragliding and its hill climb course. And the hill climb is what a lot of the guys are going to be doing in their own Subarus, so should be a bit of a giggle. I don't think I'll be doing it in this. I've got to drive it all the way back, but a glass of port and I might agree to anything. So did the car make it? Yes, and without braking, without any major issues. I will tell you a little bit about a minor issue that I had, but I was broken. That's a long way in a Subaru in less than 24 hours. 1126 miles. So I think it was 1800 kilometers. Hence why I'm recording this ending a couple of days afterwards, so I've had a chance to recover. There were one or two small issues with the car. First of them was heat, and that isn't engine overheating or anything like that. From driving that amount of distance, the heat build-up within the clutch and the gearbox seems to have made the release bearing a lot noisier than it used to be. I don't know whether you've experienced that kind of problem on a long trip. If you have, let me know in the comments down below. If you've experienced another issue similar to that on a long trip, again, let me know in the comments below. It's all very useful. I will be changing the clutch in due course, probably in the next couple of months. Not a major issue. The other problem that I had was really bloody annoying flickering on the headlights at night. Driving on the motorway, you go over a seam in the motorway and the headlights would flick on and off. Really distracting, probably really distracting for other road users. I think it's a problem with the ballast, so I'll be changing those. I have actually brought spare ballasts and bulbs with me, so I'll be changing those before I go back to the UK. So what would I do different if I did it again? Firstly, I probably wouldn't want to go that amount of distance in that short amount of time in the Subaru. Have to be honest, I love my Subaru. The seats are really comfortable, but 1100 miles in 18 hours was very hard. Second thing I'd do, I'd book a proper overnight accommodation, take my time, have some sleep. More than 2 hours would be great. 2 hours by the side of a car park in a motorway services is not very good for you. So an overnight stop, good plan, and take it easy. But I'm here, ready for the event, and there'll be a video coming next week on that. The Rampart up in Mondin de Basto, which is an epic location. The roads around there, the N304 is one of the top 10 roads in Europe. Well worth researching, well worth a trip. Anyway, thank you for watching. Det proxima. See you soon.